Welcome back, friends. Today, we look at more disturbing and creepy things caught on home security footage. Let's jump in. In this clip, a woman had just come home from walking her dog. Her camera shows her taking off the dog's leash when she looks over to the right and quickly picks up her dog to rush inside. We find out why shortly after. A man comes into view and walks right up to the front door and tries the handle. She managed to lock it just in time, but the man then started putting on gloves. The woman mentioned how he was carrying zip ties, which is terrifying. He looks into the house and continues to try the door handle multiple times within the next few minutes. Her neighbor comes outside during this, and the man picks up a nearby garden hose to act like he's doing yard work.
Camera recording.
After the neighbor left, the man walks around to the house's back door and tries forcing it open. At this point, the woman locked herself in a room and called the authorities, but by the time they arrived, the man had tried breaking into almost every window of the house. He did manage to break off the screen to one of the back windows, but was unsuccessful at getting inside. When the cops arrived, he had left and there wasn't anything they could do but file a report. She did post the footage to TikTok in hopes that someone could identify the man, but so far there have been no leads. This video depicts a mother and her children hurriedly gathering their possessions in response to an evacuation notice. The incident took place in Canyon County, California, at the time that a wildfire was raging across the region. In the background of the video, fire and smoke can be seen looming over the neighborhood in the hills. Although the family is packing quickly, they are unsure of how much time they will have left. Eventually, a man runs across the street to warn the family that the fire was approaching. A few days later, the fire around the house went down, and they were able to return and assess the damage. Many surrounding homes were entirely destroyed by the fire, but their home remained intact. Sadly, not everyone in the neighborhood could say the same. In September 2022, this footage was posted to TikTok. The uploader stated that at 3 in the morning, his doorbell camera could see a man cross the street and head straight for the home's front porch. The man eventually ran up to the camera, and you can see that he is donning some sort of mask with a drawn-on mustache. After finally waking up from all the notifications on his phone, the homeowner noticed the man trying to open his door and peering inside through his windows. He instantly put on some clothing and rushed outside to face the intruder. When he couldn't find him, he decided to call the police and file a report. The uploader never provided an update, but given that the man was wearing a mask, it's unlikely that anyone will ever be able to identify him. 3 guys are seen standing in front of the front entrance of this house in this video, which was recorded at 5 in the morning on October 2nd, 2022. The men are carrying weapons and sporting masks similar to those seen in the film The Purge. The homeowner is finally awakened by the motion-detected notifications on his phone, so he opens the app. One of the men sees the doorbell camera and immediately covers it. Because of this, for the majority of the video, all you can see is his glove. However, for a brief moment, he lifts his glove to reveal all 3 men up against the wall and attempting to hide from the camera's view.
Hello? 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 Hello?
When the occupant of the home opens the app, all he sees is a glove covering the camera. He had not yet seen the earlier footage, so he goes on the speaker and tries to identify who's on his front porch. The man did not respond, so the homeowner called the police. When the police arrived, the men were long gone. It's a good thing he didn't open his door, because it's not unlikely that the intent was to rob him. If you think that's disturbing, what would be more disturbing would be not watching more of our videos. Don't forget to subscribe. In June 2021, a woman uploaded a collection of Ring camera videos to the internet. In them, she described how her mother had recently installed 2 Ring cameras around their home. The first few nights after they had them, her phone would be inundated with motion-detected alerts. She checked them out, and this is what she saw. A man was strolling around the outside of the house. What she noticed almost right away was how easily he was doing it, as if he was well aware of the exact layout of her home. This made her worry that this isn't his first time there. When she noticed this, she reported it to the police, who later arrived, but by that point the man had already left. So there wasn't much they could do other than advise her to keep her blinds, curtains, and windows closed at all times. Understandably concerned that he might return, she set up a kind of trap outside her window by placing a piece of rope between 2 trees in the hopes that he wouldn't notice it and would trip over it, alerting her to his presence. Disturbingly, exactly a week later at 2 a.m., she heard someone trip over the rope. Right away, she pulled out her phone and opened the live camera feed, and there, staring in from outside her window, was the same man from earlier. After seeing this footage, she went up to her mother's room and told her about the man. After seeing this footage, she went up to her mother's room and told her about the man. The 2 of them then returned to the window, opened the curtains, and began banging on the glass to frighten the man away. They called the police, but once more, when they came, the man had already left. The woman and her mother eventually moved to a different home, and since they never heard from the police, they assumed that he had never been apprehended.